Trump is a fascist, with only one lowly post stating, "Why are you always conveniently omitting the verdict from their case? Is it possible they received their due process but resulted in deportation orders?" As that's what they all seem to not understand. For far too long in sanctuary cities, people could lose their immigration cases, but for some reason just be let back into the community. Unlike in criminal court, as soon as you lose your case, you're immediately sent to jail, not creating the unnecessary risk of releasing and rearresting them somewhere in the community. But as the ICE director states, this dangerous scenario is by the Democrats' design.
Sanctuary cities. If they don't let us arrest a bad guy in the county jail, they're going to arrest him in the community. We're going to arrest them at a work site. So we're going to increase community operation. We're going to increase worksite enforcement operation. We're going to get the bad guys. So if they don't want to help, get out of the way. We're coming to do it.
So they're angry when they make worksite arrests. They're angry when they make arrests outside the courthouse. And as Freedom News shows us, they're angry when they make arrests inside the courthouse, again proving that the only thing that would satisfy their side is completely ignoring the law. But unfortunately for them, in the world of democracy, the majority of Americans voted and still support the deportation of every single individual illegally here. The scary part being is with this rhetoric of kidnapping and masked secret fascist police, the fringe minority is on the attack, as they're actually out there disturbing hotels that ICE agents are allegedly at, putting their pathetic parenting on display, teaching their kids to attack feds, and then in Los Angeles, actually attacking their vehicles with improvised spike strips and now facing federal prison time. These idiots are about to get a civics lesson at the worst possible time, as of course liberal DAs in deep blue Los Angeles have tolerated this stuff in the last several riots, but it's a completely different situation facing a federal judge with a federal prison sentence. But the most insane aspect about this is they were arrested with this CHIRLA bag, and Mayor Karen Bass just posted this speech about pulling together this group.
The fact that there's so many people behind me, and by the way, this was pulled together in a very, very short amount of time, I think is an example of the urgency and the outrage that we all feel.
Standing in front of a guy also wearing a CHIRLA hat. It's almost like they're acting exactly as ordered as pretty much their paramilitary branch, as Bass has agreed to the kidnapping rhetoric.
I can be dressed as a cop.
Exactly.
And just go kidnap you.
Other Democrats parrot the same talking points.
You send the U.S. Marines into spaces they should not be. You send the National Guard in. You kidnap people off of the streets and pretend that's normal.
Also pushing this narrative of terror.
In the masked, secret police that are terrorizing our communities.
As California's saddest sobbing senator also says they're terrorizing the kids. And at face value, if for whatever reason you forgot everything they said during the lockdowns or about the shots, you just believe everything that political party tells you, you would probably be pretty terrified and might actually act upon what they claim is happening to your community, as it's no accident that the Democrats are using this specific rhetoric, as since 2016 they've shrieked over Trump dog whistling his base into extreme actions, but now it's their people that are listening and reacting exactly how you'd expect. As in Texas, they're trying to ambush ICE.
With at least 10 people, all dressed in what investigators describe as black military-style clothing, shooting fireworks at the Prairie Detention Center. Around 10 minutes later, one or two of them broke off from the main group and began spray painting the facility and vehicles parked there with words like traitor and other slogans. A police officer arrived responding to a 911 call, and at that point, one of the group, who had apparently hidden in trees near the facility, opened fire, hitting the officer in the neck, while another attacker, also across the street, fired dozens of rounds at officers from the facility.
Not to be mistaken with the other instance.
Video shows the door officers say was hit during the exchange. Border Patrol and local police say they returned fire, killing that man. Reports say he was carrying multiple weapons, including an assault rifle.
A couple of Border Patrol officers were injured, according to the authorities. One McAllen police officer who was involved got shot in the knee.
Even if you're keeping up with recent events, you very easily could have mistaken that first ICE attack in Texas with a second attack in Texas that occurred a couple days after. But you won't see a single Democrat denounce what those individuals did. But it only gets worse, as at least one of them was one of Biden's newcomers.
We are now reporting The guy who was arrested in the Alvarado, Texas incident for tampering with the evidence was a green card recipient under the Biden administration and a prior DACA recipient. What do you think of that?
Very sad. 21 million people came in, many of them are criminals. Many of them are murderers. 11,888 is what they say.
So in their effort to stop federal law enforcement, they're only reminding the public how necessary this is. And now, ICE is only going to double or triple down their efforts in sanctuary cities. The American public is shoving more support for ICE, and the left has 14 people facing federal prison, and another one is gone, accomplishing absolutely nothing. All in an effort to placate idiots that know less than nothing. As remember, these protests started in San Diego, where the city rose up against the feds, arresting a wanted criminal, and then a week later they destroyed their entire city in Los Angeles over what was initially a Fed investigation into money laundering. But now they're freaking out over on Reddit, saying ICE has $150 billion with serious skull cracking in mind, as others are actually afraid that U.S. citizens are going to be deported to a concentration camp, as they're likely referring to Alligator Alcatraz in Florida. Oh no, that was Obama's holding facility. This is Alligator Alcatraz, that if anything has more amenities. But no, they're now claiming Trump is sending them to be eaten by elephant-sized mosquitoes.
Lianzi Izquierdo on the phone describing what it's like inside the so-called Alligator Alcatraz. Says he's been at the detention facility out in the Everglades since Friday. The mosquitoes, he says, are the size of elephants.
And again, if you took this at face value, this would be absurdly cruel. But just like everything else, they're simply just hoping you're stupid enough to believe it.
Izquierdo's partner, Katya, says he's a permanent resident who was arrested last week.
Good morning, sir. You speak English? Charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery.
The police report says it all has to do with a violent dispute with a tow company worker who was trying to repossess a jet ski.
As Reddit would make you think U.S. citizens are at risk of being sent there, when this guy was only sent there after violently attacking a repo guy. So if anything, his story on the news, in Spanish, is just an advertisement for self-deportation, as instead of seeing elephant-sized mosquitoes, he could have simply scheduled his flight home and received $1,000. Every single time they try to villainize Trump or his popular immigration policies, they just remind the public, it's not only necessary, it's working. So if you appreciate my insights, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, subscribe to Decoy Voice.
Us against the world!
Of second-class Madeline Release betrayed America's working men and women. Mateo Gasargon, welcome back to the program. We're starting with some good news. The June jobs report came in stronger than expected with 147,000 new jobs added. But if you look a little bit deeper, the full picture of what has happened in the job market since Donald Trump became president, since he began his second term, well, the picture that emerges there is quite extraordinary.
Gains since the start of President Trump's second term, increasing by over 2 million jobs, while the number of foreign-born workers has declined by more than 540,000.
The current score is 0.
That paints quite the picture. More than 2 million new jobs for native-born Americans. What has that meant for the American economy this year?
No timeline.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so great to be back here with you.
You'll need a
yeah,
top-notch
it turns
team to
out
win this
they
one.
actually were taking our jobs. You know, for 5 years I've been making this argument that illegal migrants are undercutting the wages of working class Americans. You know, there's this narrative on the left that they're taking jobs that Americans will not do or don't want to do. And it's absolute nonsense. There's not a single industry in the United States that's done by a majority illegal migrant labor. The highest rates are about 30% in agriculture, which means 72% of people working farms are
30 seconds
American
before you attack.
citizens, and it
Get
is just
ready.
so disgusting to say these are jobs that are beneath an American.
Let us
Turns
show
out
these
Americans
so-called
don't think that
heroes
when you have
what
mass
mutant
deportations
kind
and a
is
closed
truly
border,
capable of.
employers have to pay more wages, and guess what? Americans are happy to take those jobs.
It's exhausting.
I suppose
And
you'd
yet,
rather
with those
just
increased
buy
in
a
wages, and we have
victory
seen real wages go up,
The
the
battle starts in
inflation
5,
number has
4,
remained low.
3,
In fact, it's
2,
fallen, and
1.
at a time when we were told tariffs were going to see skyrocketing inflation, so much of the economic expertise that we've heard from in recent months and recent years has come out completely wrong. They have just been disproven almost immediately.
That is 100% true. And of course, those of us who said from the beginning the tariffs are not going to be inflationary feel pretty good about ourselves. I'm sure President Trump does as well. And it's so amazing, Rita, because what you're seeing here is, you know, he had his first term. He learned a lot about how Washington works or doesn't work, right? He learned a lot about how there are going to be people who are going to be naysayers, who are going to try to stymie him. But he had a theory of the case for how to improve the lives of working class Americans. And what we're seeing right now is him just making good again and again and again on that theory. The entire economic expert class was against this from the get-go and warned that everything he is doing was going to cause massive inflation.
I am
And it
ready to
turned
put
out
on a
that
show.
every single one of them was wrong, and Donald Trump was right. And he's been talking about this for 40 years, about how tariffs actually improve the lives of people in so many different ways. So it's so tremendous to see this really just all of the predictions were wrong, and what he had promised the American people was going to work actually worked.
But the elites aren't giving up on this fight. We know they are determined to have this almost permanent underclass of workers, illegal immigrants who they can pay, using hyperbole here, but pay essentially slave wages to. And they're not letting go of that, Batia. They want that comfort. They want it. That's worked well for them. It's not worked well for the average American worker, but for the top few percent of the economy, it has worked well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the downward mobility of the American working class is due to a number of factors, but the massive increase in illegal labor is one of the biggest ones. You look at the 1970s, which is when working class Americans could really afford to support a family in dignity on a single income. The share of the population that was foreign-born in America was 4%. You look today, and it's over 15%. And of course,
Immigration protests have begun in Mexico, essentially rioting over the same thing Americans are, except they're on the side of mass deportations, as their version of Antifa appears to wear German symbols. Destroying restaurants while customers cower in fear on the inside. Just like all riots, they eventually turned to looting. In their destructive but mostly peaceful marches. Now the AP did interview some of these activists.
Sus precios y desplazar a los mexicanos.
It roughly translates to anger over foreigners importing their culture, concerned over gentrification and being colonized. Now a lot of their graffiti was profanity and outright threats towards Americans, but others carried signs saying, pay taxes, learn the local language, respect our culture, and this is not your home. It's almost like they want the same exact thing the American far-right wants, but for Mexico, as it shouldn't be controversial to request foreigners that want to take residence in the country to learn the local language. where there's massive pushback to force American truckers to learn English, as when driving a semi, reading street signs is kind of important. Where we've recently seen places like Japan use language as almost a barrier against foreigners. But then again, Japan has zero chill when it comes to this sort of thing. The point being, it's just interesting how at the same time we're seeing anti-ICE riots over deportations to Mexico, Mexico is seeing pro-deportation riots over immigration from the US. Ironically angry over the same exact thing over completely opposite reasons, as the mass importation of cheap labor depresses wages and increases housing costs, while the importation of wealthy residents causes inflation and increases housing costs. Meanwhile, the only people profiting from these crises, it's just the wealthy elites that benefit from the disintegration of the middle class. As when you look more into this story, Mexico News Daily covered the protest, stating they're against the American gentrification. Now they're not expatriates, they're invaders, citing the lockdowns in America that caused mass migration into their cities, as a laptop class enjoyed the cheap cost of living while collecting their American salary, raising the cost of living for Mexicans, pushing them out of the city, as they even covered this exact situation back in 2022, calling it a foreign invasion. Interesting how this was around the same time that the Mexican border coming into the US, but our media refused to refer to it as an invasion. Your attacks are futile. As I don't think a single person in America would call Mexico racist for pointing out the economic issues immigration can cause. It's just interesting to see the American mainstream media try to cover these mirror image movements, as the New York Times can kinda cover this objectively, where they default back into the protest was initially peaceful, finally admitting how it turned violent, according to the Associated Press, but then reporting the folks are angry over American imperialism, as a surge of Americans helps businesses and landlords, but makes it unaffordable to locals, who only average to make $370 a month. It's almost like Mexico really wishes they had a Trump, or at the very least, a J.D. Vance.
We're done importing foreign labor. We're going to fight for American citizens and their good jobs and their good wages.
Your attacks are futile. As that's exactly what every citizen wants to hear from their leader in every country. It reminds me of all the people watching and cheering on Disney's Black Panther, where essentially T'Challa, an unelected king, uses brute force and power to push the same exact ideals as America first. And although they're not the same exact thing, it's crazy how all these people claim to hate Trump or the MAGA movement, but if you paint those same ideals on Mexico or a Marvel superhero, they're suddenly cheering it on, because they don't despise this mentality. They've just been brainwashed to hate America. It's just yesterday, we covered how the US is doing what other countries dream of, and as what appears to be the US military is now combing the streets of Los Angeles, people are noticing the typical LA traffic has basically disappeared. But here comes California's saddest sobbing senator to cry over how intimidated he is, and Governor Newsom to pledge allegiance to the undocumented.
I want folks to know we have your back and continue to come back and do what we can to protect our diverse communities, protect the spirit that defines the best of this city and our state, and to push back against this cruelty. Push back against this cruelty that is perpetuated by the President of the United States.
I simply can't imagine Mexico, Japan, or any first world country deporting Americans illegally staying in their country, then seeing their politicians telling their citizens, I stand with the people that didn't follow our legal system to stay here, regardless of any economic hardship it'll cause you, the tax-paying, law-abiding citizen that votes, as they desperately try to paint this as a racial issue. When the Democrats continue to lose support for minorities, Donald Trump still supports legal immigration.
Us against the world. This is real firepower.
No matter where you come from, you now share a home and some of the most exceptional heroes, legends, and makers who ever walked the face of the earth. All of the
Mutants always rising.
Get that beagle moving again!
While the left can't help but put out the most mind-numbingly dumb statements.
As far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk and you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country? Like, that is absolutely insane. So, yes, all I gotta say is, y'all need to get these fools out of here. But
Yes, Congresswoman, I wouldn't like if some other country cleared out their prisons and with the support of some other country's NGO had them shipped to Biden's wide-open borders. They'll immediately be granted entry, a debit card, and a free flight to a free hotel, all paid for by my tax dollar. But again, it's not like the left dislikes this train of thought. They just default to disliking whatever Trump does because of obedience to the Democrats. As why would you think critically about your own personal values when you can just parrot your NBC talking points? So if you appreciate my concise, light-hearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, subscribe to Decoy Voice.
Inspector's toy is out. Some uninvited guests.
This is real firepower!
Maximum pulse!
Only 60 seconds left.
Moon Knight has set a trap.
Of course, when we think of a world gone completely mad, we do tend to think of the novel and movie 1984, that dystopian world of government censorship and totalitarianism so vividly depicted by George Orwell, in which he describes this rather glum vision of our future.
Inspector's toy is out.
Down to 30 seconds. Almost there. Don't turn back now. Next stop, Dracula's Castle.
Us against the world.
Robotics, AI, and cybertechnology, what sort of a authoritarian dystopian boot will it be? Chinese one perhaps? There are some Chinese robots practicing putting the boot in.
Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum. I can see straight through you.
I thought I was the danger.
Yes, China has launched its first humanoid robot soccer league in Beijing. The AI-controlled robots have the skills of 5 to 6-year-old children for the time being. Meanwhile, another slightly more sinister Chinese robot has been showcased. I think this might be more what
Or perhaps a much better.
Only 60 seconds left.
Yes, this mechanical death ball is armed with net guns, tear gas and smoke bombs, and can roll through water, bounce off walls, and never gets tired of chasing dissidents. The stuff of science fiction comedy. And speaking of which, here in Australia we have our very own Orwellian e-safe operation to believe that the first amendment has been by Australia, so she can ban everyone under 16 from using YouTube and social media. Sure sounds like Big Brother or worse, Big Sister to me. But there are, of course, far more efficient ways to get your teenage daughters off TikTok during meal times, like this.
The final 10 seconds.
Is that truly what you wish? Clearly, you needed some help.
Shall we?
The current score is 3, 2,
But
0.
over in the UK, what could be more
Time to switch
Orwellian, more
things
Big
up,
Brother, more
including which
dystopian than the
side you're
police using human rights legislation to arrest people for
The right
cycling with
heroes
their
can make
hands
all
off the
the difference.
handlebars.
Be wary. No timeline exists where Magneto yields.
Places appropriate use at risk.
No, it doesn't. How does it? How does it? This is amazing. So, cycling no-handed violates Article 2 of the Human Rights Act. Is that the right to life?
No, I said it endangers people.
You said it. You just said.
Perhaps the British police could find slightly more productive things to do, you know, like maybe try and get all those environmentally aware kiddies to actually clean up the mess they left behind at the ever so woke and ever so environmentally aware Glastonbury Music Festival. Yes, here's how today's youth care for the
in 30
environment.
seconds. Stay strong.
I don't like that look, Eric. What's going on under that helmet of yours? Merely pondering the fate
Mind
of
you,
our
the
people.
truly toxic, obnoxious garbage wasn't on the ground at Glastonbury, it was on the stage, like this grub.
Which is exactly why I cannot ease up.
Death to the
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2,
George Orwell's Big Brother was, of course, famous for inverting rain, so I guess it's not all that surprising that Glastonbury, once the home of peace and love, is now all about bands calling out death chants to human beings. Almost as insane as this postmodern nonsense known as Queers for Palestine. Yes, that parade would last approximately 0 seconds in a free Palestine if just Palestinian or Bosnia or Hamas had anything to do with it. Still, when it comes to not knowing a history, this girl takes the cake. Personally, holding a pro-Palestinian demonstration on an aeroplane might not be the best way to attract sympathy for your cause, given that back in the 1970s, Palestinian terrorists were responsible for an endless series of hijackings and bomb scares, terrorizing passengers on TWA, on Pan Am, on Lufthansa, on Air France, on Gulf Air. The list went on, including, of course, the famous Entebbe hijacking, where Israeli commander brilliantly rescued the passenger, Benjamin Netanyahu's brother, died as a hero there. And back in the 1970s, hijacking and airline terrorism was so prevalent that an international federation of airline pilots threatened a global strike against these security measures. Partly why today's airline security is so stringent, so maybe holding a pro-Palestinian demonstration on an airplane ain't such a bright idea. Speaking of bad PR moves, here's how another group of movement's leftists decided to hijack a London Pride truck. And I guess this is what they mean when they say it's easy to get carried away with these sorts of demonstrations these days. Still, in this modern world of relevance deprivation, there are plenty of other ways of drawing attention to yourself. You could always get a pet raven. Is it a bird? Is it a rapper? No, it's plain bonkers Cardi B at a Paris fashion show this week. Clearly, Cardi has struggled to find any relevance since she foolishly agreed to back Kamala Harris last year by reading this deeply heartfelt speech from her iPhone.
I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate, she's compassionate, she shows empathy, and most of all, she is not delusional.
No, nothing delusional about Kamala Harris other than the delusion that she thought she might win the presidency. But speaking about delusional, here's the brother of the director of the latest version of Superman, convinced that if he sells it as a woke story about illegal immigrants, those anti-Trump audiences will come flocking.
It is exactly what the movie is about, I think, that, like, we support our people, you know? We love our immigrants. We love, yes, Superman is an immigrant. And yes, the people that we support in this country are immigrants.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
So the mainstream media is angry at me because I want you guys to be thin and fertile, and the fact that I like pop culture, and I am not apologizing for any of it. Epstein may or may not have killed himself, and Carnival Cruises have decided that they no longer want to be the Spirit Airlines of the sea. Let's get into it. So in keeping with all of the personal updates, I really have nothing to share in regards to the animals and my mom's move. Everything has been relatively calm. We have not had any Alex and sheep chases at 3 a.m. for the last week, which has been great. I definitely have popped more in the last week, so it literally looks like I have swallowed a basketball. Like I am perfectly round everywhere. Like I'm just like waddling around like a little like bowling ball human being. So that has been very fun. We are doing 2 shows in Nashville over the next month because I don't want to get on a plane anymore, but I felt bad because we did nothing in Nashville. So we have those dates at brettcooper.com. I am doing my last bit of traveling this week though, and I will be at a Turning Point event this weekend. What else do I have to share? Alex is sick right now, which means that he's like walking around with the man flu, acting like he is dying. He looks like a zombie. I was laughing with my manager earlier because I walked in yesterday, guys, and he was sitting on our couch just staring into the void, and I thought that he was watching Lord of the Rings, but he was not. He had just pulled up a YouTube like video compilation of like Hobbit music, like Lord of the Rings style music, and it just had like AI populated photos of like little Hobbit things, and he was just sitting there like watching TV. So that is how everything is going in our house. Honestly, it sounds a lot better than what is going on in the world right now. But before we get into that, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to our channel if you've not already, and of course ring that notification bell so you always stay up to date on all of our uploads. That helps us out so much in the algorithm. And if you want to stay up to date on all of the live events and all things Brett Cooper, make sure to go to brettcooper.com. Alright, so I think you guys know this about me by now, but I rarely respond to hate or criticism. Like if there's a piece about me or anything like that, like I usually stay silent. I usually let it wash over. Like I would rather not give any attention. But there is something that has been going on in the mainstream media right now. Like the same type of article just keeps being written time and time again, and I just keep being included. So I thought that we should talk about it because these hit pieces just keep coming. And the first one actually came out back in April, but again, like I said, I don't usually talk about these, but this headline cracked me out. It says, "The rise of the women's sphere. Brett Cooper, Candace Owens influencing young women to be thin, fertile, and Republican." Like guys, that's basically a backhanded compliment. You're so angry that I want young women to be thin and fertile. Like I'm sorry, that's hot. That's just like objectively a good thing. Who would not want to be thin and fertile? Like that's healthy. That's amazing. Like you guys hate us so much. You hate my values and the way I vote and who I am so much that you would rather die on the hill of being fat and infertile. Like that's really how you want to go down. Like I'm so glad that you can put that all out there. I'm so glad that you are saying the quiet part out loud. But guys, the articles did not stop there because more and more keep coming out with the same sentiment. Because here's another one that came out recently that is also from The Guardian. Apparently The Guardian got their talking points this spring, but this headline reads, "The woman's sphere is the latest cultural propaganda assault on young womanhood. Will it work?" And then most recently, just 2 weeks ago, this one was from CNN, how a new wave of conservative influencers and magazines is courting young women with lifestyle and assault, recording you all with lifestyle and celebrity content. Now, the thing that cracks me up about all of these pieces is that they are so appalled by the fact that me and other content creators like myself, that we talk about things other than politics. Like we talk about things that relate to pop culture and celebrity and lifestyle and health, whatever it is, like whatever interests us, we talk about. But the fact that people like me would identify as being conservative makes it so appalling that we would step outside of our lane when literally that is what they have been doing for years. And what is hilarious in that CNN article is that they interviewed a bunch of women at the top of the piece who were interacting with EV Magazine content on social media. So they would say like, "Oh, you know, I agreed with their take on X, Y, and Z, and I thought that they had a funny post about this celebrity thing, and then I looked at their page, and I was horrified because I saw Trump, I saw right-wing content, and I could not believe that this was on my algorithm. I could not believe that I had been bamboozled by these right-wing content creators." They literally said, "I found what they posted to be hateful and trying to trick people into reading their views." Okay, God forbid you have to interact with something that maybe is not perfectly aligned with your worldview. Like EV Magazine is not trying to trick you. Sorry, their content actually is not all about you. It's for their readers who, shockingly, are interested in things other than just Donald Trump and conservative politics. Their viewers and their readers are also interested in Johnny Depp, in Blake Lively, in Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner, and what that means for celebrity relationships. Like, they are women who are interested in female things. That is not an attack on you. Like, literally, the world does not revolve around you, and not everything has has to succumb to your worldview. And also, this is just so funny because how do you think we all felt when we spent years reading Teen Vogue magazine or 17 or Cosmopolitan just wanting to read about some celebrity gossip or, figure out the male color of the season, and suddenly we were assaulted by, you want to say, propaganda of gender and sexual identity and hit pieces on Trump when literally we were just trying to read about some celebrity that was in the news. Like, isn't that basically the same thing? And you guys obviously totally stand behind those publications and that kind of journalism, but when we do it, then it's a problem. You guys laid the groundwork. You laid out the formula, and magazines like Evie are simply following suit. Like, I'm sorry, maybe it's just the Libra in me, but the scales are officially balanced. As balanced as we can. So as you guys know, I am always looking for ways to stay on track with my wellness goals, and balance with nature always makes it easy. Their supplements are made with ingredients like spinach, and very real foods that I actually recognize, and I love how convenient it is to add more fruit, veggies, and spices to my routine without overthinking it. Because let's be honest, I never actually have the time to eat all of the fruits and vegetables that I need on a daily basis, and that is where Balance of Nature comes into play. Just visit balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and use code BRETT to get a free fiber and spice supplement plus 25% off your first preferred set with free shipping and a money-back guarantee. Start your health journey with Balance of Nature today. Again, that is balanceofnature.com. Use code BRETT at checkout. Now back to the point and back to these hit pieces. I know that I just spent a while talking about Evie Magazine, but I was included in all of these articles, all of these hit pieces, and the thing that they were really angry about in regards to me because in their minds, me talking about celebrity things or JoJo Siwa or what's going on in Hollywood XYZ is my way of ensnaring women. Like, I'm sorry, but sometimes objectively I am just more interested in JoJo Siwa and her new relationship and the fact that she looks healthy and happy and is no longer humping a beach in her music video than I am in what bill Congress is trying to pass. I'm a 23-year-old woman. A lot of times I would rather log off of X and go watch a reality show. That does not make me evil. This is not part of some master plan. If you like my content and you also agree with my political takes, that's great. If you like the pop culture content and you don't agree with it politically, that's also great. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to talk about my values and my opinions, talk about what interests me. Like, it's really, I don't have the time to put together some kind of strategy for CNN. Like, I promise you, this is not some grand thing that I've put together. But since all of these hit pieces are so interested in what I have to say on pop culture and entertainment, then let's just go ahead, let's dive right in, and let's talk about the new Superman movie, because that has made quite a splash on social media. And all of this started, so there you go, CNN. Get political. But it all started when the director of the new Superman movie, James Gunn, did an interview with the Times of London back in February. And just so you know who we're dealing with here, this is the same James Gunn who made vulgar jokes about Trump and compared him to Hitler, and then responded by using social media posts about pedophilia and the Holocaust. So obviously we are dealing with a great guy here. We're sure wanting to lay out that context and that foundation. Now clearly, James Gunn did not learn from every other director over the past decade or so that took a classic film, traditional values, and turned it into a piece of garbage that no one wanted to see. Because here is what we all look forward to in this movie. Just listen, here we go. A 10-minute scene that just features Clark and Lois talking about geopolitics and whether Superman should have stopped a war. It is exactly how to make a superhero movie to engage adults. I'm sorry, we literally deal with geopolitical debates on a daily basis on the news, on X, on Facebook, on Blue Sky, wherever the frick you are on social media. That basically consumes our brain cells 24/7. The way to engage adults in 2025 is to give them an escape. You want them to be able to go into a movie theater and get their overpriced bag of AMC popcorn and sit down and just forget about the world for 2.5 hours. Make it like Top Gun or Toy Story. Make an escape into a world of heroism and inspiration and patriotism. It doesn't need to be patriotic. I mean, it's Superman, so it probably should be a little bit patriotic, but give them something to aspire to that is not the real world. Like, I'm sorry, if you're engaged in geopolitical debates on social media, that does not mean that that is what we want. When we spend $18 or whatever it is to see an IMAX movie. Like, seriously, like, the cognitive thing. Anyway, I think we got it in yet, but he goes on and he says, it is definitely the most unusual thing that you put in the movie. Yeah. This is a Superman film for the ages of endless discourse, with the difference being that the people, Clark and Lois, who disagree with each other here, are willing to discuss and even perhaps learn. Again, this is too real world. Give me an escape. He says, yes, it is about politics, but on another level, it's about morality. Do you never kill no matter what, which is what Superman believes, or do you have some balance, as Lois believes? It's really about their relationship and the way that different opinions on basic moral beliefs can tear two people apart. Like, guys, that right there is the quickest way to make me not want to see a movie. And I'm not even mad about these themes being covered in a movie. I actually think that what he said there at the end is very insightful, that's interesting. That is a very integral part of the human experience, you know, disagreeing with somebody that you have a close relationship with and trying to navigate that and figure that out. And all great works of art have philosophical and moral undertones. That is a net good thing. But the difference is, most great writers do not tell you that those tones are there. They don't go into this saying, this is what I want you to take from this. This is the political undertone that I am going to force feed you. It's like a comedian explaining his joke or a magician explaining how he did a trick. Like, we don't need that. Just let it go unsaid. Let the magic and the story speak for itself. That is the problem that I see with most of Hollywood right now, is that they are like hitting you over the head with this gavel of morality and, you know, political messaging. Like, just let us enjoy the movie. I really don't care about your ideology. I just want it to be compelling, and I just want to freaking escape. He goes on to say, I mean, Superman is the story of America, an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country, but for me it is mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and is something that we have lost. I ask if he has considered how differently the film might play in, say, a blue state, New York, aka Metropolis, and Kansas, where Kent grew up. Yes, it plays differently, Gunn admits, but it's about human kindness, and obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as offensive just because it is about kindness, but screw them. And of course, this is a classic thing. We have seen this for years now. If audiences don't like your movie, if they don't get it, they are the problem. They're the bigots. They're backwards. They are not progressive enough. It's not that your movie is objectively bad and didn't reach them. It is that they just aren't ready for it. Like, I'm sorry, but sometimes it is actually just the movie. Now, like I said, all of that came out in February. He has only leaned in more, especially with everything going on with Trump and ICE right now. He is really leaning into the fact that this is an immigrant story that you need to get behind. And he even went so far as to get his family involved, because at the premiere last night, James's brother, who is an actor, Sean Gunn, he is in Gilmore Girls, which obviously I love. I grew up watching Sean Gunn, so this was a painful video to have to consume, but he doubled down on behalf of his brother, and he said this. Take a watch.
It is exactly what the movie is about, I think, that, like, we support our people, you know? We love our immigrants. We love, yes, Superman is an immigrant, and yes, the people that we support in this country are immigrants, and if you don't like that, then you're not American.
Oh, great. Perfect. Thank you, Sean Gunn. Thank you for that prolific, profound statement. You can even see in the video, he's like grasping at straws. He's like, I know I need to make some political statement. My brother's movie isn't really getting the best reviews, so how can I make this as political as possible? You just have to love immigrants, and if you are not loving immigrants, then you're not American. Like, dude, that's not even the point right now. That's not even what is going on in the world right now. Like, most people support legal immigration. We understand that this country was built on the backs of immigrants. It is made incredible by the fabric of immigration in our country. Most everyone agrees with that. But what we do not support, what we are fighting against right now, is unchecked illegal immigration, which hurts a society in every single way. There is a distinction there. There is a grave, grave difference that you guys seem to not be able to comprehend. Now, my friend Cogman, who I love, he just posts great things about comics and movies on X, but he said, Superman loves America, and this is how he's different. He fully assimilated into the country, and he upholds the rule of law, the bare minimum that illegal aliens are not willing to do. Sorry, James Gunn, the quintessential American superhero is not a poster boy for your left-wing politics. True. No matter how you massage and mold and rearrange the pieces of Superman, he will never be that for you. And all of this is just especially ridiculous because Superman is a story at its core about a refugee written by the children of refugees who fled Russia, which is not the same as the mass illegal immigration that we are dealing with in our country, especially from cartel and gang members who do not uphold the rule of law, who do not assimilate, who do not even learn our language and go around dealing drugs and murdering people out in daylight on our streets. That is not the same as Superman. And if you think it is, then I'm sorry, you should not even be directing a Superman movie to begin with, if that is what you think of him. But that complexity and that understanding obviously does not matter to Gunn. He is just another Hollywood parasite, which I wish the wellness company Parasite Cleanse would get rid of. But they do detox a lot of other things. And if you have ever wondered why your brain feels foggy even when you're eating clean and you're exercising, well, it might not be because of burnout, it could be because of parasites. Groundbreaking research from Dr. Alan McDonald revealed a direct link between chronic parasitic infections and neurological diseases like multiple sclerosis. Parasites can also cause inflammation, nerve damage, and long-term cognitive decline, which is all the more reason to do a full-body cleanse at least once a year. And the wellness company has a solution for you. Ivermectin plus mebendazole, the gold standard parasite solution, now combined into one cleanse combo, designed to eliminate harmful invaders and support your immune system naturally. And this is medical grade, not just some trendy gimmick. So fill out a quick intake form and get a 3-month supply shipped directly to your door. Guys, Maha is officially here. It is here to stay, and the wellness company is making hard-to-get medications digitally accessible so that you can live your best healthy life. So head to twc.health/Cooper and use the Cooper at checkout for $90 off plus free shipping on all orders. So start cleansing your body today. And after you've cleansed your body, it's time to start invigorating your mind with Grand Canyon University. Grand Canyon University, which is based in the beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, equips students to serve others, create impact, and live out their calling in a way that honors God and transforms communities. With over 340 programs and flexible options, like online, on-campus, and hybrid, GCU will truly meet you where you are and help you pursue your academic, personal, and professional goals. So start finding your purpose today at Grand Canyon University. It is private, it's Christian, and it's affordable. Visit gcu.edu today to learn more. Again, that is gcu.edu today to learn more. Now, back to Superman. The movie officially hits theaters July 11th. If any of you guys go, can't wait to hear what you think. You'll have to give me your reviews and see how they stack up to the critics and the ratings. It's honestly just so disheartening that this movie is so clearly politically motivated and that is the messaging that they are running with, because, you know, from a non-partisan angle, Superman should be a character that we can all relate to. He should be the embodiment of American ideals and American exceptionalism. And this is actually something Stephen Miller wrote about in The Spectator 2 years ago, and I want to read you what he said, because I think he just hit the nail on the head. He was way ahead of his time. He probably knew that this is what they were going to do with this movie. But he said, Superman knows what American exceptionalism is. Hollywood and our media struggle with accepting the same idea. Instead, we view him as a symbol of imperialistic and misguided patriotic propaganda, and therefore, he must be reinvented, reimagined, and rewritten. It is why Hollywood has failed to adopt Richard Donner's 1978 Superman. The world may have changed around him, but Superman is constant and should be understood as the quintessential American hero. It is not Superman who struggles with his identity. He knows what his purpose is. Despite its failings, America is a global force for good, like Superman. We struggle, we falter, but our ideals remain a constant. They are everlasting. It is not Superman in America who needs to be reimagined. It is Hollywood. And I think that was just the most beautiful and succinct and astute way to put that thought. He truly hit the nail on the head. And I think that Superman is just a great example for everything that has gone on in Hollywood. We'll see how this all plays out. But I don't believe that means the fact that culture change understands. Unfortunately, just like how the Trump admin doesn't seem to understand why Americans are so freaking pissed off this week. And guys, it is because we are tired of being lied to and used and gaslit, and we want you to be better. We hoped that you would be better, especially when dealing with the Epstein files, or apparently lack thereof. So let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room, because Donald Trump ran on this idea that he was going to be completely transparent, that he was going to release the Epstein files, he was going to release all the Diddy thing, like everything, the whole deep state was going to be exposed. We were all going to have complete information about what was going on behind the scenes in our government. And a lot of people obviously believed him. They were hoping for that, and they've been wanting to hold him accountable. And for months since the inauguration, the Trump team has been saying, yes, we are getting there, we are working through all. In fact, just a couple months ago, if you guys remember, they literally did an entire campaign releasing parts of these files to influencers. Now, apparently, there was nothing really of substance in these binders. They were just saying, like, this is the first step. This is us showing you that we are sticking to our promises. And it was basically just everything that was already available online. But still, they gave these influencers the binders. The influencers walked out of the White House. They were bombarded by press. We now have those infamous photos of the influencers holding up the binders. We all thought, oh my gosh, there's a bombshell in there. It really was nothing. And since then, we've been given relatively routine updates. The FBI has allowed Pam Bondi to access the files, so she can't release anything new right now. Oh, now actually, she has the files. They're on her disk going to review all of them. All of these people said, yes, it's coming, it's coming. And then this week, the bombshell drops. A memo leaks from the DOJ and the FBI, leaked to Axios, and they said, guys, actually, there's nothing to see here. There's no list, there's no client list. We really don't have any files. We know that there are victims, but we don't really have any files. And so actually, we are simply closing the Epstein case. We're not going to investigate it any further. There's nothing here. We are closing the entire case. There were apparently 1,000 victims, but yeah, no client case. It was just Epstein. He didn't blackmail anybody. He actually wasn't murdered. He did, in fact, commit suicide in his cell back in 2019. And obviously, everyone on the internet lost their damn minds. Everyone on both sides of the aisle was freaking out and blaming the admin because, again, like I said, they ran on this idea of transparency, of getting everything out to the American people. And so to refresh our memories, let's just walk through some of the things that they have said over the last 6 months. First of all, Alina Habba, who is an attorney and a Trump spokesperson, said on air that they had the names, and the victims. Just to
information, names, that sort of thing.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability, so you have to now go through your process.
Guys, that was in February. She said information, names, flight logs, that there were individuals that were never held accountable, that should be held accountable, and that was and now, 11 months later, we have nothing. The case is closed. Nothing. There's no, it was just Epstein. I'm sorry. Do you really expect the American people to believe that your spokespeople were on air saying this, and it wasn't just her? Soon after, Pam Bondi said the Epstein files were on her desk for review. Take a look.
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
It is on her desk for review. Do you have the list of clients? It is on my desk to review. Now, it is certainly plausible that she did have files on her desk to review, and she reviewed them, and there were no names. I think it was like the Diddy case where there were a lot of people linked to Epstein, but they were not actually involved in the trafficking he was doing. However, now the White House is attempting to rewrite history and saying that she never actually had a list to review in the first place. Listen to Caroline Levitt's response to Peter Doocy just yesterday.
So what happens to the Epstein clients that the Attorney General says she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview with on Fox News, go ahead.
Robert said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now for review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars.
So basically what they're trying to do is just minimize all of this and move on from it. I mean, immediately after Caroline goes into the massive successes the Trump admin is having with the Department of Justice and putting away bad people, all of that is great. I think we all be happy that the murder rate is trending lower than it has in years under Trump. But that's the point. That's all we're dealing with right now. There were promises and there were little kernels that were dropped in front of us for months. And now everything's gone away. And another thing that's really interesting in this press conference is that another reporter asked a similar question to Peter Doocy, and Caroline responded and said, well, you know, we can't really release anything because there are horrifying videos and they involve children. Like, we can't release child porn. But then the question is, like, who can we release in those videos? Was it just Jeffrey, or are there other people? Is there not a list? But there are people that are on camera. Like, it just, like, there's so many unanswered questions. And the fact that this is all just been shut down with one memo, like, go away, don't talk about it anymore, we're moving on, is obviously going to piss off the American people. And it's unfortunate because they might actually be telling us the truth. There might actually be nothing there except Epstein. But the way that all of this is being handled makes it look like they have something to hide. Like, even going back to the night that Jeffrey Epstein died in jail. Like, ever since his death, the government and the media has made it very clear that the cameras were not working that night, that they could not see what was going on. Everyone reported that fact, including the FBI. It was on Fox News, it was in the New York Times, it was on BBC. Everybody reported this fact, that the cameras malfunctioned, something happened. They could not determine whether somebody had come in and out of his cell to not rule it a suicide. Now, conveniently, in 2025, years later, they apparently have 10 hours of footage that they just released to supposedly show that nobody entered his cell. Now, there also is a 1-minute discrepancy, apparently, like almost as it hits midnight, where it just completely skips, and there's a minute that is missing, which they don't have an answer for. But, like, where did you get this footage in the first place? Now, apparently the camera is in a different location, and it wasn't, like, exactly over his cell, but the story was that there was no way to tell. That there were no cameras working, that it was this crazy conspiracy, like how did this all happen? You let us believe that. The media led us astray. And now you're just gonna drop and now let it go. There it is. You're just gonna expect that people are gonna have questions, that they're not gonna be critical or be concerned at the way that all of this like played out. And also, what about the infamous little black book? If you don't remember, Ghislaine Maxwell was Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime, literally his on and off again girlfriend, the woman who actually trafficked these young girls. And a huge part of her case was whether or not her little black book full of contacts would be used as evidence. I mean, here are a couple of articles. This one is from 2019, another from 2021, another later, about this alleged client list. Sealed Jeffrey Epstein court documents name at least 1,000 people. A judge must decide whether to release them. What to know about the contacts book that could be crucial to Ghislaine Maxwell's trial? Here's another one. Ghislaine Maxwell's little black book to remain secret in court deal. Now, in the end, to be fair, the reason why she's behind bars for 20 years, what her case was actually about, was just about Jeffrey and her trafficking women to him and him alone. But we were told that there were other people. We were told that there was this list of contacts we were told for years. And some of the defendants, even in their case, talked about the other kinds of people that they were trafficked to. But apparently, guys, according to the admin, according to the FBI and the DOJ, there's nothing there actually with anything. And again, guys, the Trump administration could very well be telling us the truth. They could have reviewed all of the files. They could have unsealed and seen, okay, actually, it really was just Jeffrey. The media could review and it's not. They've been known to do that, obviously. You have to admit that this does look fishy considering everything guests just a few months ago. So then my question is, like, were your wires crossed? Like, did you lie? Did you exaggerate? Did something happen and you are now not allowed to give us the client list? You're not allowed to share any of this information? Like, was Jeffrey Epstein really a foreign asset and that information can't get out into the world? Like, it is seeming more and more like that's plausible. Who knows? Like, by just shutting this down, you are actually just fueling more and more conspiracies. But what I do know for a fact is that this is not the right way to handle it. And Trump's response on Tuesday did not cut it. And I usually think that he is great with the media. I think that his response is so great. This really just did not work. And honestly, this is not
Supernova! Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talking about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Now, the thing is, Trump isn't really wrong. There are a lot of things going on in the world that are requiring his attention. There was an awful tragedy in Texas that took the lives of so many young girls and families. That is obviously what he's focusing on right now. But the Epstein stuff, that's a pretty big deal. You guys just dropped it on a random Monday evening and expected everyone to just brush it under the rug and move on because there are other issues, when this is something that you campaigned on and ran on. So to be this flippant and to go, you're still talking about this guy? Yes, because based on what your administration said, based on what the media has told us, based on everything that was dangled in front of us for years, we were expecting explosion. As your spokesperson said, we were expecting shock. We were expecting transparency in how the deep state of the government is run. And now we're just, we're going through the case, we're moving on. So yeah, that's going to make a lasting impact. People are definitely still going to be talking about the amazing Spider-Man! I'm sorry, but you can't attack or shame people for feeling betrayed. All of that for years and years. And again, I feel like I can't say it's enough, but like maybe what Trump's DOJ and FBI is saying is accurate, but the American populace is not going to believe it that easily. It just does not add up. It doesn't make sense, especially when you look at the way this administration has rolled out information over the last 6 months. So if nothing else, the federal government take this as a lesson. Do not fuel the fire for a decade. Do not encourage speculation and conspiracies. Do not dangle things in front of Americans. Hand out binders, influencers, do photo shoots, and then just randomly close and bombshell things and say, actually, we have no information. Case closed. Done. Move on. Don't talk about it. Talk about it less than 24 hours later. Like, the least that you could do is not government has been saying, that this is what the media has been saying for years. We are as surprised as you are. But there's none of that. So obviously people are going to be concerned. Like, no wonder people are pissed this week. And it's not just at Epstein, it's not just at the Trump administration. Carnival Cruises, my friend, is also under fire. And the reason for this is honestly shocking, because all Carnival is trying to do is provide a more elevated experience for their passengers. So these are some of the new rules that they have announced for passengers on board their cruises. These are the most controversial. Now, number one, marijuana, including cannabis and its derivatives, are unlawful and strictly prohibited on board. Very controversial, apparently. All speakers and radios are prohibited and will be confiscated. Handheld fans like this are not permitted in the nightclub or in any indoor dance floor, and that's because there's a very popular dance that involves fans. And then lastly, guests 17 and under must be out of public.
Joining us now is Mark Halperin, editor-in-chief of Two Way and host of Next Up on the Megyn Kelly Network. Mark, great to see you. Mark, I caught your interview with Megyn Kelly, I think it was yesterday, where you were discussing the Epstein story. This is an unusual one where it seems as if it is growing in its interest and with velocity over the last couple of days. What is your analysis as a reporter of how the Trump administration has handled this? And what would you say is the political implications of this?
Well, first of all, nice to be back. And if you want to know why I'm not, as is our usual practice, wearing a ripped and wrinkled t-shirt, it's because I had your friend Michael Knowles on my podcast today. And as you know, he's an Ivy League dweeb. I knew he'd wear a sports jacket. So
that's right. He always dresses right.
That's why I'm overdressed. Okay, so there's at least 4 reasons why you would think the president and the administration would be doing full-on disclosure. First, it's the right thing to do for the victims. Second, they promised that they would be transparent about this. 3, the MAGA movement, as best we can tell, certainly many of its leaders, like you, are for it. But certainly, I surveyed I asked everyone on Two Way this morning in the morning meeting. Go in the chat if you're a 3-time Trump voter, say what you think they should do. And very pro-disclosure. And 4,
30 seconds before you attack.
They've handled it badly in so many ways, and just the politics of it suggests that the way to recover from such poor handling of it would be to comply with the other 3 things. So what's on the other side? Why wouldn't they be disclosing? And the answers are not great. Either they're trying to protect people, or there's an intelligence.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We were underage. We were little girls. I started going to him when I was like 14, 15. By the time I was 16, I brought him up to 75 girls, all the ages of, 14, 15, 16. School parties is where I recruited him from.
All Jeffrey cared about was go find me more girls. His appetite was insatiable. He couldn't stop.
Those are the alleged victims of in an MSNBC documentary in 2018. They were also on TV last night. I began hunting about Colby Hall and crazy. The once very loyal to Trump Fox News is turned against the administration's handling of the Epstein. Laura Ingraham, who's long been one of Trump's most loyal voices on Fox News, is not buying it. And last night, she dedicated an entire segment to breaking down what she thought to be a major mishandling of this massive conspiracy.
Well, yesterday, President Trump and his AGs hoped that they had put an end to the Epstein story.
I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this when we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened. It just seems like a desecration.
I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah, Ken Mondi did not win the hearts and minds of defendants when she basically told the story about the Epstein files and the suicide, right? And it angered a lot of people who were typically very supportive of Trump.
Yet for some of the administration's top allies, this raised more questions than it answered. Online and on-air podcasters, radio show hosts, others cried foul, alleging a cover-up of the most heinous crimes against children.
Most people try to get a cover, but we never get any clearer than that. She then introduced her mother.
Here to weigh in is Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch President, and Molly Hemingway, the Federalist Editor-in-Chief and Fox News contributor.
So in case you don't know, Tom Fitton just won Judicial Watch and long been one of the biggest frequently on Fox News. And of course, Fox News contributor Molly Hemingway, who is the editor-in-chief of the Federalist.
I am ready to put on a show!
These are two people who have always been on Fox News because they always say pro-MAGA, pro-Trump things. So to set the stage for her viewers, Laura Ingraham ran this clip of now FBI Director Kash Patel saying something very different about that.
Tom, here's what Kash Patel said about that Epstein client list shortly after he was nominated as FBI Director.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. What the hell are the House Republicans doing? They have the majority. You can't get the list? Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
That's damning. And that's the director of the FBI that just put out a memo that said there were no spy list, and he committed suicide.
Tom, he sounded pretty definitive there, so what changed?
I think they decided for political purposes they didn't want to include the individuals who are on these lists in the public list, and they were concerned that some of them may not be warranting the disclosure. I mean, that's the most charitable interpretation.
The most charitable explanation is that the Trump administration is not releasing names for political reasons. This is Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch, who's driven a ton of editorial coverage of Fox News about the deep state. He's basically alleging that the FBI, the Trump administration, is part of the deep state. And he's not buying it.
You know, but there's no doubt. I mean, they talk about in the memo they wrote, well, there's no incriminating client. Well, what is that? I want the non-incriminating client list. And of course, the client list is a term of art, right? Where are his associates? Where is the list of contacts? You know, we asked under our FOIA lawsuit, Pam Bondi, give us the documents that you say you were looking at. Give us documents about the release of these documents. You said the FBI was instructing the moon. They came back and said we have nothing.
Molly Hemingway included wrap this into other conspiracy that she and a lot of the MAGA conspiracy set believe to be true, regardless.
Molly.
Well, this is a proxy for what we've seen with so many big stories throughout the years, where the American people just don't know what's going on with assassination attempts. You know, whether it's the one in Butler on Trump or the one that was successful against JFK, the Russia collusion hoax, the situation with Epstein. Everyone understands that there might not be a,
smoking gun.
Right, but no one feels very satisfied with the level of investigation that was taking place or the transparency that seems that the FBI and other government agencies care more about managing the narrative than actually just revealing the information.
Speaking of, Laura Ingraham followed with this clip of an interview of someone who was in the same prison as Jeffrey Epstein, who said there's no way he committed suicide.
Jeffrey Epstein would have to be a magician to try to hang himself in that cell. I was in that cell. There's no way there's nothing on the ceiling. The bed post is this high. I couldn't even go to the restroom without them walking back and forth and having me on camera. You know, there's no way he committed suicide.
You know, Pam Bondi yesterday said that video they released.
But it's a reset. That minute is a regular reset.
And they're still looking for that minute. And to release video that doesn't show what happened in the cell isn't terribly persuasive. I'm not sure what they were expecting there. The fact is, there are two competing forensic investigations. One by Epstein's family, which suggests it was a homicide, and one by the examiner up in New York, who says it was a suicide. So given those issues, to say because the video doesn't show one way or the other whether someone went in there, to conclude, oh, well, there's nothing to investigate, seems odd.
Trump then sort of basically that he didn't like what he did by the DOJ.
And they also said, we're not going to give you any more documents. And kind of with this, well, there's too many conspiracy theories out there. And I don't like to be dissed like that. And Americans, I think by and large, have questions about Epstein. And to be told that, you know,
Except that I think Texas made that point like a year before the exchange, but still, I mean, I think this all adds to the swirl of a bit of confusion about this and doubt. And again, the government only, I think, engenders trust among the American people with full transparency. So in Pam Bondi, and everyone knows how much I like Pam Bondi, I like her a lot. But when she says, well, those are basically never going to see the light of day. But who? Was it downloaded child porn? Or were there individuals engaged in acts with children? That's the question, I think. And
she's just asking questions, but she's asking questions that millions
against the world!
Big magic
By the shades of the seraphim, I return.
Her audience doesn't buy it. And they're basically turning on the Trump DOJ, the Trump administration.
Us against the world!
I mean, they talk about 1,000 victims. And so, was Epstein the only victimizer for that number of victims? I don't think so.
Well, just again in general, there has not been the appropriate level of explanation here. We know that the guy, maybe he didn't kill himself, or maybe he did. Why? Why was he in prison? Why is Ghislaine Maxwell still in prison? Why are all these people talking to him? There's no way that we've gotten a clear enough explanation of what's going on. How did he make his money? How did he get associations with so many high-level people? People are willing to accept any number of answers, but they need to be treated like adults in the case.
I mean, she says it right there. She says that she and America, especially the sort of MAGA followers who really want to get to the bottom of this and have been told about
The current score is 2-2.
They're not being treated like adults, right? They're basically being lied to.
Time to switch things up, including
And
which side
this is
you're
part of a
on.
conspiracy theory, right? Like you can't prove an evidence.
The
No
right
one will
heroes
ever
could make
accept the
all
fact
the
that
difference.
this isn't true. You can't prove
No
something doesn't
timeline
exist,
exists where
right?
Magneto
And so
yields.
the Trump administration, who fostered a lot of division based on some conspiracy theories, going back to Obama's, birth certificate, when you foment that level of outrage and those conspiracy theories, and then you become in power, you become the deep state. Well, that's going to turn against you. And you see frustration from typical faces on Fox News, which leads us to The Five last night, the top-rated cable news show. Jesse Waters, who's in the tank as much as anyone else is for Donald Trump. He was asked about news that there's an investigation into James Comey and John Brennan. And
here we are,
could not
side by side once
but
more.
bring this back
Just
around to
like
Jeffrey
the
Epstein.
old days.
We'll find out if there was a conspiracy or whether they lied to Congress, and I hope they pay the price, but they might not. Because a lot of these guys skate all the time, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. You saw what happened with Epstein. You get your hopes up, and then all of a sudden, poof, everything disappears.
Poof, everything disappears. He's not pleased with the Epstein and virtually everything else. And you mentioned all these other theories that have talked about on air as though they're real stories that haven't gone anywhere.
The Justice Department and the FBI have a lot riding on these prosecutions. I'd like to see justice, but it's like you get guys out there that say that there's this pipe bomb at the DNC, and then whatever happened to that? What about the Vegas shooting? Remember how suspicious that whole thing was? Poof, that disappears. All these things always come across and then they just disappear, and it's very frustrating for the American people.
It's Greg Gutfeld who sort of brings Epstein back.
Yeah, I mean, I said Epstein. Where did this guy go? Where did that whole case go? Where did all the files go? He went nowhere. No one even believes that.
No one's gonna believe it. No one that's watching Fox News, Jesse Waters is saying, is gonna believe in it.
Against the world!
A lot of other things as well, but in this instance, this is a funny thing. they were going to lock up all these powerful people as part of the scheme for that. And is now that the going to happen from that? Jesse Watters is
No one is going to get punished for any of this stuff. It just seems like Trump's people always go to jail, and these Democrats and these deep state darlings always skate.
Again, this is a fascinating thing, because if you know anything about Fox News, based on sort of the discovery of the Dominion lawsuit, they really hold dear their audience, right? And they criticism that they are more vested in delivering narrative, managing the narrative, and telling stories that tremble before power. So in this instance, they are putting aside their conservative bent, their opinion show conservative bent and pro-Trump edge, because it seems like a calculus here that their audience doesn't buy the Epstein story, and they want to get to the bottom of this. And so there is some significant cognitive dissonance at play. Does the Fox News opinion host, do they continue to buy the Trump line and promote whatever the administration is doing? Or is it just or as it seems in this instance,
your powers are mine!
I think this narrative, it's the first time that we've seen pro-MAGA media something that said that you could shoot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue and you wouldn't use the vote. It seems like the way that they're handling this Epstein situation, they're finally shooting people on Fifth Avenue and mortal pain.
Now might be a good time to stop
I'm media
them.
founding editor Colby Hall. I really appreciate you watching this video. Please click the like and subscribe button for more videos like this. Have a great day.
Be strong together.
It's time for Media Meltdowns. Well, Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill passed this week, a bill that includes tax cuts and funding for ICE raids. A huge win for the president. So with that, spare a thought for the far-left lunatics, because as we know, there is nothing more triggering than when Donald Trump is winning. Here is MSNBC host Joy Reid losing it, going on an unhinged rant, yelling at the TV and into her phone.
Republicans cheering, destroying the poor in their own states. They're literally cheering for destroying poor people in their own states. This is repulsive. Y'all, creating a police state, ramping up ICE, turning it into the largest state police force in U.S. history, and gutting Medicaid in their own states. And they cheered and chanted USA. Freaking believable. Trying not to cuss. Unbelievable. Shame on them.
But since MSNBC fired Joy Reid at the start of the year, it hasn't stopped her from speaking out and pushing her anti-Trump agenda. She now has a YouTube channel, The Joy Reid Show, which she says is a place for people to get reliable information.
A lot of people are asking themselves, where can you even get good, reliable information to help you navigate this mess when your crazy high school friends are spreading disinformation online and in your text groups? People want trusted voices.
So what are we getting on her show? Well, her episodes include the crisis of democracy in America. Can someone please let her know that Trump's been in power for almost 6 months and democracy has not ended? And there's another episode labelled Trump's World War III. Again, can anyone let her know that Donald Trump is ending wars and not starting them? And he's just been nominated for the Nobel Peace.
The right heroes could make all the difference. You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help. afraid of my magic. Don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world. We'll be coming in 30
We
seconds.
can no
Stay
longer
strong.
hide from the dangers that lie beyond our shores.
That's some nice armor you got there, sweetheart. How much you want for it?
Mo, Rocket, you know Spider isn't for sale.
How about just one arm? No? Ah, come on! You're killing me, kid.
Not yet, but I'd be careful if I were you.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Y'all a bunch of deadbeats. I can do this myself.
I got eyes on some tiny metal creatures skittering about. I can feel them.
Nowhere near enough power right now.
Much better.
Only one rocket gets to make me.
Exactly as I expected. You're welcome. Nasty bugs there. We must stand our ground. Your attacks are futile. You need not fear. I feel like myself.
Ultra Supreme Extermination!
Here they are now. Your attacks are futile. I never believed I would see this day.
This is real firepower!
You need to stop that you or nothing! I am Phoenix!
Let's fly! Extermination!
I have not seen so many spiders since. Never mind. By the eye of Agamotto, an arcane good medicine. mystic arts won't fail me again.
The cosmos heals you.
I'm opening a portal. A shortcut through space. By the Eye of Agamotto!
You are nothing!
I am strengthened for battle.
Down to 30 seconds.
Their attack is almost exhausted. An arcane assist.
This is real firepower!
Rockets amplifier.
I'll patch you up.
Fear Magneto! Extermination!
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Behold the God of Thunder!
I am strengthened for battle.
Enjoy the amplifier!
Incinerate. Here comes trouble.
Extermination!
The current score is 0-1. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an...
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Be wary. No timeline. Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion.
Round 2.
Entanglement is a vexing problem, even for the Sorcerer Supreme.
Relay deployed. It ain't cheap.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
My magic is a far cry from the fury of the Phoenix. Chaos and creation have always gone hand in hand. Then maybe that's how you and I should go into
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Doom is a powerful magic adept. I expect we will face each other again. Soon. Our enemies are near. Good medicine. These mechanical arachnids are no more. Supreme returns. I'm opening a portal. A shortcut through space. I am strengthened for battle. Some systems, please.
They're right behind you.
We lack strength for this encounter.
Only 60 seconds left. I've got Spider on standby.
By the shades of the Seraphim, I return.
This is the place to watch.
Fall back, my friends.
You know what to do, spiders? From limbo. 30 seconds. Final 10 seconds. It's spider time!
Nice work,
Behold, Darkchild! Final score, 0-1. Well, you can't expect to win them all. The right heroes could make all the difference.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help. Magneto raised me to never stop fighting for what I believe is right.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
I couldn't even trust you to write an accurate
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaos control.
Look who's here. Ah, that's better. Could I please just
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
cut a boulder? The end has come, but just for you. Chaos control. Under my spell. Ah, that's better. Us against the world.
Enjoy the amplifier! Those guys are about to shoot at us.
You are nothing!
You would host this down. Don't mind me. I'm just over here.
Now, a disappearing. Feeling stronger already. Now, a disappearing.
Separated halfway! Stop them! Gotta stop that vehicle!
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
You get a man. That's a problem.
But also I feel more comfortable.
Feeling stronger already.
Tagged him with the spider tracer.
Double KO! Only 60 seconds left.
My work here is not done.
There's still a chance to stop them. They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
I am much better now.
You belong to me!
Feel the wrath of the goddess! What else do I do?
You are nothing!
Pep in my step?
I won't make the same mistakes again.
I feel like I'm seeing the whole universe just in this web.
They made it halfway! Stop them! Better stop that vehicle!
A disappearing.
Us against the world! Disappear!
Your fate is sealed.
Double KO!
Magic. Disappearing. Ah, that's better.
He stopped them in their tracks. Chaos control.
Fast! Grace us with victory!
Only 60 seconds left. Sorcerer Supreme. You are nothing. Feel the wrath of the goddess. Your face. Down to 30 seconds. Disappear.
Do not yield, my friends. Our time is now!
My fate isn't sealed yet.
The final 10 seconds. There's still a chance to stop them. Keep fighting until we have a winner. Double KO. Us against the world. The current score is 0-2-1. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Chaos surrounds us, but I will gladly show it who is in control.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready. Doctor Strange, wow.
We're in this together, Tandy Bowen. Get the stars out of your eyes and let us fight.
Wow, all business.
The fate of many worlds is at stake. It is a mighty quest.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Help get that vehicle to its destination. Feeling stronger already. And limited.
Disappearing. My work here is not done.
Get that vehicle moving again!
You are nothing! Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Us against the world! Double KO! That's 3! Wow, 4 in a row!
Let's roll.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
I won't make the same mistakes again.
Turn down that blasted noise.
My fate isn't sealed yet. Feeling stronger already.
The eye must rest.
Get that vehicle moving again!
You are nothing!
Lead them to Khonshu.
May Khonshu show you.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Your tail is here.
Double KO!
Put some pep in my step.
Reborn from the chaos.
Us against the world!
By the eye of Agamotto!
My fate isn't sealed yet.
Co-op time!
You are under my spell.
Ancient secret revealed! Only 60 seconds left! Double KO! That's 3! Everybody needs a hand. Almost there! Don't turn back now! Final score, 2-1. Another epic victory! Big win! The right heroes could make all the difference.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help. By chaos, but I'm trying to bring a bit of order to the universe.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Such destructive power.
That was a long time ago. Now, I am just Mantis. Easily. All that power is nice.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Help, friend.
I like the code.
You have
that vehicle.
Maximum pulse!
You are nothing!
Armed and dangerous!
I like seeing you in action. Destructive power.
End the vehicle's journey. Chaos control. I like the cold.
Maybe needs help.
You have stopped them in their tracks. Help her, friends.
By the eye of Agamotto! Maximum pulse!
I am healed.
My work here is not done.
I am not the man I used to be. I have found a greater cause.
You are nothing! Stop them!
Ah, much better.
Center stage.
The darkness.
Us against the world! The lightning freeze. We really have to attack. I'm hurt. Turner hits the grand finale. Help, friend.
Such newfound power.
Exits, they hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them. I won't. I suck. Oh no, look behind you. Better stop that vehicle. Right there. It's now or never. Stop them. Us against the world.
By the eye of our... Maximum pulse! One couldn't win without the other. Out!
Better stop that vehicle. Don't give them another inch, or else.
The mystic arts won't fail me again.
Come on, time. Help, friend. You are nothing. Don't yell like a girl. That one hurt. Please shake it out.
By the eye of Agamotto!
I enjoyed that.
Out!
Turn around, quick. Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger. We stop them in their tracks. Only 60 seconds left. I like the cold. Be ready to fight. There they are.
Good medicine.
Oh no! Look behind you! I have seen us! Anything. Oh, I need assistance. Down to 30 seconds. So cold. You stop them in their tracks.
I have tagged a foe. Hunt them.
Shake it up. The final 10 seconds. Us against the world. We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Surely sterner challenges await.
Hits the grab. The current score is 0-2-2. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion.
Be wary. No timeline exists where Magneto yields.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion. Crises I quietly put out? You have no idea.
Oh, thank you. Oh, hi. 30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Your idealism refreshes a battered old soul.
You can't be that old.
Astral projection makes me feel old.
Not ready to perform quite yet. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
More powerful yet.
So it begins. The very existing dimensions are breaking down. Once up to us. Feeling stronger already.
The Sorcerer
Get that vehicle
Supreme
moving again!
leaves once more.
We must get to safety.
I am strengthened for battle.
You are nothing!
Maximum pulse!
This is real firepower!
The mystic arts won't fail me again.
You don't have to fight. Ease down. Focus on the battle.
Such newfound power. By the eye of Agamotto, I am
Such heroic spirit for one made of men. Double kill! You're so kind.
Nice to see you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
You're so kind.
heavy weapons. Good medicine.
Us against the world! Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum. I need assistance. My ease down. My anger is healthy.
Hands are shaking again. Focus.
Makes me feel good about it.
This is testing firepower!
Shake it up!
The mystic arts won't fail me again.
For my crows! Get ready. Here come the bad guys.
I'm doing this my way. I purge the darkness.
You are nothing! Oh, friends, gather around!
Usually I create my own shield.
You're halfway there. Keep going! Focus on the battle.
I purge the darkness. Fear Magneto! Armed and dangerous!
I'm infantry.
ready for some sweet, sweet vengeance.
Shall we, my mechanical friend?
Leave them to Khonshu!
Weapons. I am strength.
Don't let anything stand in your way. Us against the world. Restraint is gone.
The doctor is in.
Fantastic!
Robot, especially Khonshu.
Don't come back.
Good medicine.
So close. This is your big chance. Only 60 seconds left.
Armed and dangerous! Leave them to Khonshu!
I curse the darkness.
She won't like it.
By the eye of Agamotto.
Final score 3, 2, 2. Another epic victory! Big win! Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world. But it does help. There is no reason to be afraid of my magic, unless you give me one.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
The legend himself, the Jade Giant, the Taciturn Terror.
Taciturn terror.
You're a man of few words, aren't you?
Here's 3. Not funny.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Asgard needed new leadership. It needed me.
There's gonna be a fight.
Sorcerer Supreme! Feeling stronger already. Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Double KO! The Underworld mission area is yours!
The end has come, but just for you.
Good medicine.
Now I see them. I won't make the same mistakes again. Be right back.
Defense is the key. You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going. Control lost. Go!
I am much better now. Now, a disappearing.
Extermination!
Us against the world!
I am strengthened for battle. By the eye of Agamotto!
They're coming from all sides.
Gamma shield!
My work here is not done.
Anyone willing to help? I am Phoenix! Chaos control! Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Get in there!
This is real firepower!
Control seized! That's what I needed.
Ah, that's better.
Shields up!
Bring on my chaos! Reach the Vishanti!
By the eye of Agamotto!
Glory is almost yours! Control lost!
My fate isn't sealed yet.
You're mine!
My tool!
They've almost got it! Fearsome foe! Enemy located!
We have to gain control of this area.
Enemy located!
Just what I need. Ah, that's better.
Extermination!
chaos. Chaos surrounds us, but I will gladly show it who is in control. You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Trickster, where will you make your mischief when the world disintegrates?
Oh, this is hardly the only world.
It is my only world, and I will fight for it.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Don't matter how old I am, I can still take out any of you chumps.
You are nothing! Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. They captured the mission area!
I am barely harmed. My work here is not done.
Ty, I'm ready.
Some uninvited guests.
Halt the adversary!
Thanks, JD.
Hold still, I'm trying to help.
This is real firepower!
Control these!
You should all be very proud.
Just what I needed. Ah, that's better. An opportunity for combat.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Made that look good, Emma.
Us against the world! You are nothing!
My fate isn't sealed yet.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Co-op time. You belong to me! You got another one.
Double KO! That's 3!
Feeling stronger already.
Fury's almost yours! progress has passed the halfway point.
My fate isn't sealed yet.
Light Force is in preparation.
Another unsuspecting foe. Ah, that's better.
Some uninvited guests.
Now, a disappearing.
They've almost got it!
Render me assistance.
Goodbye.
You are nothing! Let's keep fighting until we have a winner. Double KO!
Sometimes. Or a dagger.
I've watched entire realities consumed by chaos. I won't let that happen again.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
I am honored. In most realities, I would not have gotten an invitation.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
To rule the afterlife is to rule everyone, eventually.
Got eyes on some bogeys.
Follow this enemy. Feeling stronger already. You belong to me!
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours.
This whole area is completely destructible.
I do love your particular brand of
See the
violence, though.
adversary. This whole area is going anywhere.
Extermination!
Look who's here.
By the eye of Anger!
Feeling stronger already. I do love your particular brand of violence, Logan.
Your powers are mine!
You're not going anywhere.
What a pair!
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Another unsuspecting foe. Eerily quiet here. Unnaturally so. Follow this enemy. This enemy.
Just as the
Well, who's next?
Us against the world.
You are nothing!
My work here is not done.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Control lost. Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
You don't have to be a witch to find the magic in this world, but it does help. I've watched entire realities consumed by chaos. I won't let that happen again.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Even the astral realms are torn apart by the time stream entanglement.
Who better to put them back together than you and me?
I like your optimism.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
The Sanctum Sanctorum is my refuge, my fortress. Here is an enemy to pursue.
That's
Here is an enemy to pursue. Enemy in front. Attack the foe. Hunt them.
Help. Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Capture the mission area!
My fate isn't sealed. No,
Let's take a step back. Fall back and regroup. Fall back and regroup.
Sorry to ruin your fun.
Chin up.
That's better.
Fight agent secrets revealed. Help, friends. Chin up.
Another arc. Who will rid us of Moon Knight?
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
We need not fear the arc anymore.
Feeling stronger already.
You're not going anywhere.
Shoot these onslaught.
Cosmic flame.
My work here is not done.
Fall back and regroup. Feel the pulse.
They've almost got it!
Enemies are near.
I am finished!
That's better.
I must sit down here.
Your fate is sealed.
Double KO! You'll have to keep fighting until we have clearance.
Sorry to ruin your fun.
Control these!
A successful operation.
The life force wants to heal you.
Feeling
Somehow
stronger
dangerous.
already.
Clear the way. Limitless magic. Our enemies
A disappearing.
feels empty, yet somehow dangerous.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Nothing here. Suspicious.
Well, there's one out there, probably
I unleash the Vishanti's power. We must have help.
That's better.
Here is an enemy to pursue.
The area is almost yours. Dr. Strange is... Oh my God. We cannot save you. This need assist friends. Gather around. Fire. You are nothing. When I said no more mutants, I meant you. I've watched entire realities consumed by chaos. I won't let that happen again. Huh. 30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
I've met many Supremes before.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
We may have to ally with one Doom, temporarily, to defeat the other. There were enemies
they
here.
do not look happy.
Chill.
Here is an enemy to
That's
pursue.
good. So close. Where's the light? Oh, I need assistance. So the mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours. Yes. One down. Under my spell.
Star-Lord!
Sorcerer Supreme.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man! The moon haunts you!
Behind us.
Donor already.
Vishanti, guide us to retreat. Our enemies are near.
Disappear! You're not going anywhere!
Fear Magneto!
When I need your help.
These arms are dangerous.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
They will attack until we defeat them once and for all. Friends!
I have known nothing since the dawn of time. You mortals have no hope.
The area is almost yours.
Enemies on approach. Healing power.
There were enemies here.
I need healing.
Pulse charge. Fire.
I'll get you.
Cosmos heals you. I feel better already.
We are in this together. Life always triumphs. We must secure this location. Quantum magic. Cosmic might returns. I am at your service.
My life energy grows stronger.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man! The move